Congressman Darren Soto, and I want to thank Save Democracy and my dear friend Javier Cuevas for having me today. We know that democracy is at risk, both at home and abroad. I know from firsthand, having been in the gallery during January 6th, how close our democracy here in the United States came to having a presidential election disrupted. And we worked hard to pass the Electoral Count Reform Act last year to make sure we tightened up rules around ensuring that the vice president's role is ministerial, ensuring that states can't change their laws after the election, that the slate provided by the state is presumed to be the actual slate prior to the election, and that it expedites court hearings, makes it harder to object by requiring more members in the House and Senate. All these things critical to saving our democracy, along with the great work the U.S. Department of Justice is doing to hold insurrectionists accountable. We also know democracy is critical on my family's native island of Puerto Rico. With the Puerto Rico Status Act, a landmark bill was passed out of the House last year that was over 120 years in the making. It provided for a clear pathway to statehood as well as other options like independence and independence with free association. It would have automatically had that result, whatever result the Puerto Rican people on the island selected, pre-approved by Congress. A big step after many negotiations with many different members from the island and of course of Puerto Rican descent like myself and others. We see also attacks and disenfranchisement of Hispanics. In my own state of Florida, with attacking the ability to have vote by mail more than 2 years. It used to be over 4 years. Attacking voter registration groups. So we have our work cut out for us. We also see attacks to democracy abroad in many Hispanic countries. I am deeply concerned about what we've seen in Venezuela over the last couple of years with a murderous dictator, Maduro, with sham elections and a huge decline there. We also are deeply concerned about what's happening in Nicaragua, El Salvador, and Cuba. I was honored to be able to pass temporary protective status for Venezuelans, a bill out of the House 2 terms in a row. And with the help of President Biden, we finally were able to get a temporary protective status approved for Venezuelans. We also have a new parole program for 4 different countries that are facing huge exoduses towards our southern border: Venezuela, Cuba, Nicaragua, and Haiti. This allows for 30,000 folks a month to be able to be reunited with their families. And we've seen many utilize this program to reunite families in Central Florida. And it is also really key to ask the question, why is this so important to protect democracies, both abroad and our democracy here in the United States? I think we learned through COVID, from world wars and other world events, that the world is much smaller than we think, especially with technology, the integration of our economy. And so we need to make sure we have thriving democracies that we can work with across the world as we try to preserve various cultures, as we try to preserve human rights, and also make sure we're able to have an efficient economy. It also is a moral imperative. I personally believe that all men and women are created equal, and that they deserve to be able to determine their government and have certain inalienable rights that are discussed in our Constitution and constitutions across the world. And of course, for our own nation's secure border, it's critical to make sure we're investing in a lot of these democracies, especially in the American hemisphere, that are facing decline, disruption, and chaos. And overall, we will continue to work with the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. I'm the Vice Chair of Policy, as well as with President Biden and our colleagues in Congress to fight to preserve democracy both at home and abroad for now and the next generation and beyond. So thank you, Save Democracy, for the great work you're doing. Thank you to partners who've come in from both the United States and from abroad for these critical discussions. I wish you all the wisdom and productivity in your work and look forward to hearing about your opinions. Thank you so much.